There's a difference between a connection that excites your emotions and a connection that gives your soul room to breathe. Sometimes the person on your mind feels impossible to ignore. Their name shows up in your thoughts when the day gets quiet. A simple memory can shift your whole mood. You may wonder, why does this feel so significant? Why does this person seem to touch a place in me that no one else has reached? Maybe you have been asking God for clarity. Maybe you have been replaying conversations, reading meaning into pauses, or wondering whether this is a door you should walk through, or a lesson you should finally release. Today, don't rush to label it. Don't call it destiny just because it feels intense. Instead, take a breath, get still, and ask a deeper question. Does this connection lead me toward peace, truth, and growth? Because love that is meant to become something healthy will not require you to abandon yourself. It will not ask you to silence your needs, excuse constant confusion, or live in fear that one wrong word will make someone disappear. Real love may challenge you, but it does not make you feel small. And if you have been through disappointment before, this can be difficult to believe. Maybe you gave your heart to someone who did not know how to hold it. Maybe you kept showing up for a person who only remembered you when they felt lonely. Maybe you learned how exhausting it is to keep hoping for clarity from someone who benefits from keeping things unclear. If that is part of your story, please hear this. Your past does not disqualify you from a good future. It does not mean that you are too complicated to love, too guarded to be chosen, or too late for the kind of relationship you have prayed for. Healing is not pretending the pain never happened. Healing is learning that pain does not get to make every decision for you anymore. You do not have to chase love to prove that you deserve it. You do not have to become less honest, less ambitious, less emotional, or less yourself to keep someone interested. The right connection will not ask you to shrink so it can feel comfortable. Maybe this person is important. Maybe they are not in your life by accident. But importance and permanence are not always the same thing. Some people arrive to awaken something in us. Some teach us about boundaries. Some reveal the parts of our heart that still need attention. And some are meant to stay, but only after both people are willing to show up with maturity, honesty, and care. Discernment is not fear. It is not assuming the worst. It is the quiet wisdom that helps you see what is actually happening, instead of only seeing what you desperately hope could happen. Look at the consistency, not just the chemistry. Look at the effort, not just the promises. Look at how they respond when things are inconvenient, emotional, or difficult. A person can say beautiful things at the perfect moment, but character is revealed over time. It is revealed in how someone handles a misunderstanding. It is revealed in whether they respect your boundaries. It is revealed in whether they can apologize without turning the blame back on you. A lasting relationship is not built by two flawless people finding each other. It is built by two people who are willing to be honest about where they are, take responsibility for their choices, and keep choosing respect when life feels messy. That kind of love is not always loud. Sometimes it looks like a difficult conversation handled with kindness. Sometimes it looks like a person making room for your feelings instead of calling you too much. Sometimes it looks like them being clear about their intentions. Sometimes it looks like you having the courage to say, "This is what I need," without being afraid that honesty will cost you the relationship. If honesty ends a relationship, then honesty did not ruin something real. It revealed what was already unstable. And that truth can hurt, but it can also free you. You may be waiting for a sign that tells you exactly what to do. You may want certainty before you risk being vulnerable again. But most meaningful decisions do not arrive with a perfect guarantee. Faith is not always knowing every detail. Sometimes faith is simply trusting that you can make a wise choice, remain grounded, and respond to whatever truth is revealed. So if you care about someone, do not build your entire future inside your imagination. Let reality speak too. Let their actions tell you who they are. Let time show you whether the connection has depth. Let your peace have a voice. Peace does not mean there will never be questions. Peace means you do not have to betray yourself to stay connected. Peace means you can be honest without feeling unsafe. Peace means you can bring your whole heart to the table while still keeping your eyes open. And if this relationship is truly meant to grow, it will not only pull you toward romance, it will pull you toward responsibility. You will become more thoughtful with your words. You will learn how to listen, not just react. You will understand that love is not winning every disagreement. Love is protecting the connection without losing the truth. You will learn that "I'm sorry" is not a weakness. You will learn that healthy boundaries are not rejection. You will learn that choosing each other is not a one-time feeling. It is a daily practice. Maybe that sounds less dramatic than the stories people love to tell. But real love is rarely built on drama. It is built in ordinary moments. Returning a call when you said you would. Telling the truth when it would be easier to avoid it. Showing care when no one is watching and making space for each other's dreams. A strong relationship does not need two people to become identical. It needs two whole people who can walk side by side. Your differences do not have to divide you. They can strengthen you if both of you approach them with humility. One person may be the planner while the other brings spontaneity. One may speak easily while the other processes quietly. One may be more cautious while the other is more willing to take a leap. The goal is not to change each other into the same person. The goal is to learn how to honor what each person brings. But that only happens where there is safety. You should never have to wonder whether expressing your feelings will be used against you later. You should never have to compete with mixed signals. You should never have to beg for basic communication. Love is not a prize you earn by tolerating what hurts you. And if you needed to hear that today, let it settle in your heart. You are allowed to have standards. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to walk away from a situation that keeps breaking your peace. None of that makes you cold, it makes you wise. At the same time, do not let past pain convince you that every new person is a threat. There is a difference between protecting your heart and building a wall around it. Protection gives you time to observe. A wall refuses to see anything good. Ask God for the courage to stay soft without becoming unprotected. Ask for the wisdom to recognize sincerity. Ask for the patience not to force a relationship before it is ready. And ask for the strength to let go when a connection is no longer aligned with your well-being. Sometimes we hold on because we are afraid that nothing better will come. We mistake scarcity for devotion. We think, what if this is my only chance? But love is not supposed to make you live from a place of lack. You are not here to convince someone to see your value. You are here to share your life with someone who is capable of recognizing it. That does not mean every day will feel effortless. Every meaningful relationship has moments of misunderstanding. There will be seasons when stress is high, when communication needs work, when one person is carrying more than the other. But the difference is this. Healthy partners face the problem together. They do not turn every challenge into a battle against each other. They do not punish each other with silence. They do not use love as leverage. They do not make you feel guilty for having a heart. Instead, they learn, they repair, they grow. If the person in your life is willing to do that with you, there may be something precious worth nurturing. Not because it is perfect, but because both of you are committed to becoming better. And if they are not willing, do not make it your job to carry the entire relationship alone. Two people have to choose the bridge. One person cannot build it, cross it, and keep it standing by themselves. This is where self-respect becomes an act of faith. You can care deeply about someone and still recognize that they are not ready. You can pray for them and still create distance. You can forgive someone and still decide that access to your life must change. Forgiveness is not the same as permission. Love is not the same as self-abandonment, and waiting is not always faithfulness. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop waiting for someone to become the person they have not chosen to become. As you move forward, make room for relationships that are mutual. Make room for love that feels steady. Make room for the person who does not only admire your light, but also respects your boundaries, supports your purpose, and shows up when the conversation is not easy. The relationship meant for your life will not require you to leave your values at the door. It will make you want to live them more fully. It will not distract you from your calling. It will encourage you to become more faithful to it. It will not make your world smaller. It will help you see how much more is possible when two people move with trust, kindness, and shared purpose. And maybe that is the message you needed today. Not that every feeling is a prophecy, not that every strong connection must become forever, but that your heart deserves a love rooted in more than intensity. It deserves clarity. It deserves mutual effort. It deserves truth. It deserves peace. So take your time. Do not be pressured by fear. Do not be rushed by loneliness. Do not be distracted by appearances. Keep becoming the person you are proud to be. Keep healing the places that still ache. Keep your standards close. And when love arrives in a form that is honest, steady, and kind, you will not have to lose yourself to recognize it. You will meet it as yourself. If this message gave you clarity today, leave a comment with the words, "I choose love with peace." And remember, the best thing you can bring into any relationship is not perfection. It is a heart that is honest, healed enough to be present, and brave enough to choose what is good.